thanks so much for taking the time to check out this brief review of our talk from this past weekend. For more information, feel free to check out the full-length message on our YouTube page. Now this week, we continued in our series of talks called Famous Last Words, which is based on the words of Jesus just hours before he was crucified. Well, this week specifically, we focused on the topic of the role of the Holy Spirit in our lives. Now, one of the key verses that we looked at was found in John chapter 14, verse 16, where Jesus says these words. He says, "And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and to be with you forever." You see, Jesus had been with his disciples day in and day out, and now he was telling them that he's going to be leaving them, but he won't be leaving them alone. Instead, he's leaving them with the Holy Spirit, who will not only be with them, but better yet, the Holy Spirit will be in them. You see, the Holy Spirit is our advocate. And if we need an advocate, that really implies that we need someone to come to our defense. And the Holy Spirit does just that. He comes alongside of us and he supports us when we're feeling attacked and defeated by our enemy. The Holy Spirit is also referred to as our comforter. Now, if we needed a comforter, that also implies that there's going to be some difficulties along the way. And oftentimes, we discover in our lives that at just the right moment, the Holy Spirit comes alongside and comforts us when we're discouraged. He's there for us when we face difficulties that are just too much for us to bear in our own strength. The Holy Spirit is also sometimes referred to as our counselor. Now, if we need a counselor, that implies that we need counsel, we need guidance. You know, in each of our lives, there are moments when we're at a loss as to what to do next. And the Holy Spirit comes alongside of us and nudges us in which way we should go. And he provides us assurance that even when we don't have all the answers, we can at least know what our next step is. Now, a fourth thing is this, that the Holy Spirit is also our helper. You see, if we need a helper, that also implies that there's work for us to do. And it's the Holy Spirit that will enable us to do what he's called us to do, because when we try to do things on our own strength, we fall short. So the Holy Spirit is our helper who is always with us, and he never leaves us. You see, the Holy Spirit does all of these things and more. The Holy Spirit teaches us the truth. He convicts us of our sin, and he guides us throughout all of our spiritual journeys. These are just a few of the many roles that the Holy Spirit plays in our lives. You see, while Jesus is no longer with us physically, like he was in the first century, the Holy Spirit indwells us spiritually, and he'll never leave us. Now, I don't know about you, but that's comforting to know that God is always by our side, and that he never for a moment will leave us alone. I trust that you have found this brief recap to be helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message and I'll do my best to help however I can. Have a wonderful rest of the week.